Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Good morning, and welcome back to another Good Morning Grief Devotion. It's Sheba, Pastor Corey Allen Duncan Sr. So happy and excited to have this wonderful opportunity to come to you today to lead you in a very special way in today's Good Morning Grief Devotion. This is the daily grief devotion that is strategically designed to help you to navigate through your grief one day at a time. What is grief? I'm so glad you asked. Grief, my brothers and sisters, it is the natural, normal, and necessary response to loss, change, and transition that results in the expression of feelings and emotions. That grief is what you feel on the inside. Mourning is how you reveal it on the outside. Therefore, we don't suppress it, but we express it. We don't ignore it, but we explore it. We don't conceal it, but we reveal it. We don't lock it up, but we let it out. That's why we shout good morning, because morning is, it's a good thing. I'm so glad that y'all are here today as we lead you in a very special way in today's Good Morning Grief Devotion. Make sure you like, share, tag somebody in this post. If it's a blessing to you, it's going to be a blessing to them. Today is day 240. We're going to talk about the dark night of the soul is dark indeed. The dark night of the soul is dark indeed. What's this lesson talking about today, y'all? When my loved one died, I was plunged into the darkness. My pain was all consuming and the loss felt unsurvivable. When my loved one died, I was plunged into darkness. My pain was all consuming and the loss felt unsurvivable. How many of y'all can relate to that right there? When they died, you were plunged. You were plunged into this new reality of darkness. The pain felt all consuming and it felt unsurvivable. Yeah, initially, that's exactly what happens. It felt like your gut punch. It felt like you lost all your wind, all your strength, all your might, all your everything. And it plunges us into this darkness because now, for the first time, we're experiencing life without this individual. For now, we're experiencing this loss. They're not here. They're no longer here. Now we got to navigate through this thing called life without them in our life. And it's hard to imagine. We got habits. We got things that we do. We got routines. We hear their voice and we see their face and all of these things. And it's like all of that has come to an abrupt end. And while we're trying to process the loss, trying to process them being gone, we're trying to wrap our mind around that, like, this is the end. This is the conclusion. On this side anyway, it's like, did this really just happen? Is this really happening? Is this what really has gone down and taken place? So we navigate through that, and the reality of that plunges us into this darkness, right? I experienced what some philosophers have called the dark night of the soul. It's awful and scary. It hurts so much, and it took much longer than a night. It lasted weeks and months. For some people, the profoundest pain goes on for years. The dark night of the soul. We experience the dark night of the soul, trying to navigate through this loss, this change, and this transition. Dark. Dark night of the soul. And I would have said, because it just don't last night, it could last for weeks, it could last for months, it could last for years, being in this new reality of the loss that we've experienced in the midst of our life. How do we deal with that? How do we go on with our life without them in our life? How do we navigate through this? How do we process this? What am I supposed to do with this? This wasn't supposed to happen. Too soon. Not now. What in the world, right? Yet I learned that if I allow myself to sit still in the blackness without trying to fight it, deny it, or run away from it, it had something to teach me. If I sit still without trying to fight it, deny it, or run away from it, if I just sit still in the midst of it, right? If I learn how to sit still in the midst of it, the very moment that I begin to befriend the darkness became the moment that I began ever so slowly to move toward the light. Y'all, this is what I'm trying to tell you. And I say it all the time, many times, many ways. I'm telling you, I say it all the time. How do you process? How do you deal with this? Befriend it. Don't deny it. Don't run away from it. No, we ain't gonna do none of that. You know what we gonna do? We gonna sit in it. We gonna sit in it. We gonna sit in the reality of this situation. Not trying to fight it, not trying to deny it, not trying to run away from it. I'm going to sit still in it because it's teaching me something. And the very moment that I began to befriend the darkness, it became the moment that I began ever so slowly to move toward the light. Y'all, the only way through is through. And the only way through is for you not to run away from it, not to escape it, not to avoid it, not to evade it, not to suppress it, not to conceal it, not to ignore it. Sit in it. And when you sit in it, you feel what you feel, you process it, you befriend the grief. Grief is there to help you to navigate and to process. Yeah, that's the moment you start moving towards the light. I can Many times, many ways, same message today. I'm telling y'all, it's so very important. Look at this final thought. I love it. I have nothing to fear from the dark. I have nothing to fear from the dark. Y'all, continue to do the work, right? We're not going to run away. We're not going to avoid it. We're not going to evade. We ain't going to do none of that. We are going to sit in it. We're going to face it. We're going to befriend it. That's what's going to help us move toward the light. Amen. Man, I love y'all with the love of the Lord. Y'all got any question or anything? Y'all typically don't. Y'all typically didn't. Y'all be quiet. Hey, Lauren, Pastor Corey, my friend, just lost his wife, and I shared the link for the devotion with him. Any insights regarding how he can support him? We can support him and their children. Yeah, that's great that you shared the link, and I'm so glad that you are, the awareness. Share the link is good, and tuning in. Tell them to tune in. It's a journey, right? And this is the initial. They are in the initial phase if he just lost, and so community is going to be key. Navigating through this, community is key. Building a team, a support team is key. And so um, especially for the children and for him too. So therapy, counselors, coach, pastor, their church, if they got anything at their church that he can latch and attach himself to, being a part of this devotion, building your team of people that will help you to grieve and navigate through this season of mourning. It's going to take some awareness, it's going to take some education, which hopefully will lead to some action steps to kind of help them to process and to begin to, move towards the light. And so all of those things are important. Feel, reveal, heal. Give yourself permission to feel what you feel, reveal what you feel. That's the only way you can heal and navigate through this season. And so, enlisting the support of a team is going to be important. Therapists, counselors, coach, grief groups. Um, like I said, this devotion, just walking in awareness of what you're dealing with, what you're going through, how to process it, how to navigate through it. All of that is going to be super duper important in this season. Pastor, church, all of that's going to be important. So thank you for walking in awareness and for having the desire to be able to share and and do all of this. And so thank you, Lauren, for being a support. And I'm assuming that's in New York. Is that in New York or somewhere else? Let me know. But thank you. I appreciate to all y'all, man. Y'all keep on hanging on, hold on, and hang on. We're going to continue to make it through. We're going to navigate through. We're going to get there. We're going to make it work. And remember, small steps lead to great distances. We're going to take it one step at a time. and ultimately get we'll get there. So I appreciate y'all tuning in. I love y'all with the love of the Lord, and continue to embrace it. Don't evade it. Don't avoid it. Sit in the darkness, and eventually we will move toward the light. Love y'all with the love of the Lord. Appreciate y'all. See y'all tomorrow, same time, same place. Let's go.